You know, this video will awaken you because you'll reflect it back in yourself and you'll start to pay attention, and you maybe even start your unconscious and your conscious mind to start communicating with one another, and it's through generalizations. For 4 decades I've been a leader. For 4 decades plus I've been paying attention to how people use language. I like to be a conductor of the orchestra, but I also like to go to a stage beyond that. I like to be the person who writes the lyrics, writes the notes out for the conductor then to orchestrate the music that I've written. It's the different concepts of how you use the brain to put yourself in state. Do you want to be the person that sits in the audience? Do you want to be somebody that plays one instrument? Do you want to be somebody that plays multiple instruments? Do you want to be the conductor? Or do you want to be the person who sits in a quiet room and actually writes out the music and the lyrics that will be remembered for years and years and years to come? The concept of 3 words: every time, always, and never. When people come into this building and they sit in front of me, I'm very, very quiet. We don't just say where's now, where's this time yesterday, and where's this time tomorrow. Once we bypass that part, and then once we realise, when we map out all the areas of your life and in your business, we see where everything's not moving. And if I then go into generalisations of how you're communicating your story, I hear how you're saying every time, all the time, never. And all I do is I sit and I'll say always. And that's me breaking the pattern, because then the person will look back at me and say, sorry? And I'll say, you keep on saying every time, you keep on saying never, and you keep on saying always. Is it always? Then the person will say, well, not every time, not always. Well, not never, but that's what you're saying. And what we start to do is we start to break down the linguistics, and this is what I've did in companies and even my own companies for years. Paid attention to every human being, and when you can do a fantastic onboarding strategy and do a fantastic induction strategy, and then you start to work with your leaders and your people to understand how they're telling their story. That's why KPIs and exception reporting, the communication strategy across your whole business, everybody connected to their own personal story and everybody connected to the business story. But then what you're doing is you're refining it by people becoming extremely productive, because you're stripping the language like flour in a sieve. And people then start to delete the context of generalizations and replace it with more powerful language. So if you look below, you'll see the description of what I'm talking about this morning. This is about the power of observing. And what happens is the conscious mind and the unconscious mind communicate. And then what happens, guess what happens the next time you go to use the word every time, always, or never, or other generalizations. The wee voice comes into your head, and my voice will come into your head and will go, no, 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 no. Studying this for over 4 decades, when people come in front of me who are open to learn this and be developed in this, your life completely changes, because how you think changes. So it means how you lead your life changes. It's called freedom.